Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Black Sheep Podcast, week 29, I believe, episode 29. Another week, another cup of tea. And I think this might be my favorite podcast ever because we're married, bitches. I don't know if the camera will focus in on the ring, but it's a pretty dope ring. It's rose gold with diamonds around it. I never knew what the fuck rose gold was before I met my wife, but rose gold is her favorite color. I always made sure that whenever I bought her gifts, jewelry, pretty sure it was almost always rose gold. Her engagement ring was rose gold, her wedding band was rose gold, and hey, if she gets a nice diamond rose gold ring, so do I. So here we are, matching. But yeah, man, we got married on Saturday. But let's start at Friday. Friday, the day before my wedding, I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning. And my God, I had the shits, bro. The bubble guts had me dying. I don't know why. It truly felt like back in the day when I would perform, when I would sing, when I would act, when I would play instruments. It felt like right before I would go on the stage, I'd always have that feeling in my stomach. It's like, oh, you're about to do something important. You're about to get in front of people and do something. Nah, let's go to the bathroom. I always fucking hated that feeling. And I have no idea why I was nervous on Friday. You know, for the last 14 months, I've been so excited, been looking forward to it. Nothing really changes. You know, we've been together for 5 years. We've lived together for 2 or 3 of those years. What the fuck really changes other than her last name? You feel me? But yeah, man, I guess I was nervous. I didn't think I was nervous. I didn't feel nervous, but my stomach said otherwise. So all day Friday, I couldn't eat. Anytime I tried to eat, it just made things worse. I was in the bathroom for a majority of the day on Friday. Sorry if that's TMI, but hey, man, we keep it real here. Yeah, Friday was rough, but luckily towards the end of the day, we had rehearsal at the venue, and of course some of my idiot-ass friends as my groomsmen. It was very clear. There were group texts. Obviously, everybody got the memo. Be there, be at the venue at a certain time for rehearsal, and then after that, we're going to go to the restaurant. Some of my idiot-ass friends decided they were just going to go straight to the restaurant, and they texted me, and like they were running late. I'm like, where are you guys at? They're like, we're here. And like I thought they were just messing with me. No, they were here alright. They were just at the restaurant. So then we had to wait for them to drive over to the venue. Whole fucking shit show. But you know, rehearsal was cool other than that for the most part. Some people decided to be fucking drama queens and start some shit, but my beautiful wife nipped that in the bud right away. You know, if you're gonna be a piece of shit, get the fuck out of here, basically. So that was rehearsal. Then we headed over to rehearsal dinner. Which was awesome, man. I mean, look, it was fucking expensive, so I couldn't have everybody there. You feel me? We had our bridal party there. My wife had some of her family there. I had some of my family there. Really, it was my family that I never get to see because they all live out of town. And I really only see them for weddings and funerals. I knew because it was my wedding, I really wasn't going to get to see them. I knew we'd be busy. We'd be running around the whole night. So I was like, you know, let's have this rehearsal dinner so we can see the people we want to see. We can be around the people we want to be around and enjoy ourselves. Because we knew Saturday, we knew the wedding would be hectic. So Friday night was a blast. My friends kept buying me drinks. I had a great time. I felt great. It was a great restaurant. Great food. I'm very happy with how that turned out. So Saturday comes and I am still having these bubble guts. I don't know why, man. I mean, again, we've been together for so long, lived together for a good amount of time. I don't know why I was nervous. I think a big reason why I was nervous was, again, this was 14 months of us planning, of us putting stuff together, of us creating this night. And was finally coming to an end. Like all this planning was coming to that day, that night. So I think my nerves were, I hope this all comes together well. Because, like, you might like your DJ, you might like your photographer, you might like the flowers you picked out with your florist, you might like your caterer. But you just hope to God that all of that together is a great, beautiful, amazing night. For the two of you and for everybody else. You hope your guests have a good time. And I think for the most part, they did. So let's get into it. Wedding day. For the most part, went swimmingly. It was the best night of my life, and I hope I truly hope that my wife agrees that it was the best night of her life. So yeah, let's get into it. Pictures. We get there, get ready, set some stuff up. We didn't have like a wedding planner, party planner, whatever. So like we were basically setting a lot of it up ourselves. I felt bad because the seating arrangement is not the seating arrangement I had, and I guess I didn't communicate that the best. So like shout out to the caterers who swapped tables and swapped chairs and swapped seating like last minute. That was my fault. That was my bad, but I appreciate them so much for doing that because you got to separate people, man. You got to separate people because motherfuckers want to make everything about themselves. So, we're doing pictures. We did the guys first, and then I had to, go somewhere while they took pictures of my wife before I got to see her. This is where I started getting irritated. And look, I wasn't expecting everything to go our way. I wasn't expecting everything to go smoothly. But a big part that pissed me off is we did start about 15 minutes late, and we started 15 minutes late because my wife was having her pictures taken before I got to see her, and then we were going to do like first look pictures like when we see each other before the ceremony. Running late. They're waiting to bring me out to see her for the first time, and entitled ass motherfuckers want to keep pulling up to where she's taking pictures so they can get out and walk instead of parking in the parking lot like everybody else and walking to the chairs. People wanted to park where they were taking pictures and take their sweet old fucking time, and it caused the pictures to be delayed because they were parking and walking right where they were doing pictures. Just fucking entitlement, man. That fucking entitlement we've talked about before, where everybody thinks that they can break the rules, they can do whatever they want to do. Just fucking stupid. So because of that, it caused us to, start 15 minutes late. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, we knock out pictures. We do the ceremony. I don't think anybody really noticed this. I only noticed it because I'm the one that planned it, and I was one of the first ones to walk down the aisle. So my officiant, my best friend who married us, walked down the aisle. Then me and my mom walked down the aisle, and next thing you know, I turn around and none of the bridal party is walking down the aisle, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the song that we picked is only so long. It's only 3 minutes, and nobody's walking down the aisle. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm down there at the end of the aisle, and I really didn't want to have to basically lead people while I'm at the aisle. I wanted it to go smoothly, but nobody's walking down the aisle. So I'm like doing this hand motion, like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And basically what happened, and I don't fault anybody. Look, it was a hectic thing. When we rehearsed, the doors from inside to outside where the aisle was open. But the day of the wedding, they had the door shut so that the tablecloths on the table and all that wouldn't be blown all over the place. So I had my uncle hold the door open, and again, like, the music started, and then we asked him to hold the door. It was so last minute. I do not fault him. If anything, I'm so thankful he got up and helped us. But we didn't tell him, like, hey, like, leave the door open, or hey, like, they're gonna walk down when the people in front of them reach this point, whatever. So he kept the door shut for when each person got to the end of the aisle. Instead of the middle of the aisle, he waited for the first person to get to the end of the aisle. It was just this whole thing. So I had one of my groomsmen run up to the DJ and just say, like, hey, like, play this last chorus over and over again until the bride walks down the aisle. Is what it is. Again, I don't think anybody noticed, but everybody, I am so grateful they were a part of the day. The kids did great. My nephew being the ring bearer, my nieces being the flower girls, and my stepson walking his mom down the aisle. It was just such a beautiful time. Everything looked great. Party time, again, running late because we did pictures afterwards. Like bridal party with the groomsmen and the bridesmaids and me and my wife and the kids. Things just ran late. So, the party started late, the dinner started late. It is what it is. It's not, if that's the worst that could have happened, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. So, we went upstairs. My wife got help pinning her dress up so she could walk. I got dressed in a completely different outfit. They introduced us. We did our first dance. First dance, I was really dreading. I feel like the first dance is so awkward. Like, y'all are just doing a little two-step with each other. Everybody's watching. I feel like it's so awkward. But honestly, in the moment, I can honestly say, at first it might be awkward, but then you get into it, and it's like, I don't know about my wife, but I forgot everybody was there. And it just felt like it was the two of us. So that was nice. Speeches. We had 4 speeches. My mom, my sister, my friend that was the officiant, and my best man. And the speeches were great. The speeches were, all 4 of them were directed at the two of us, me and my wife. We both felt included. We both felt loved and supported. And it's just crazy because all four speeches, so I'm going to step away from my wife for a second. All four speeches and my wife's vows. I did not read my wife's vow. The crazy part about the vows were that we didn't share them with each other beforehand, but they were so very similar to one another. So like that was crazy. But the four speeches and my wife's vows, all when speaking about me, ultimately said the same thing, you know. They respect and love that I am who I am. They don't expect me to change for anybody. They don't expect me to, coward into anybody's expectations. And I'm not somebody who tries to fulfill somebody's expectations. It was just cool that the speeches and the vows all said that. Because, again, that's the image I have, that's the person I am, and that's what I try to give off and hope for other people to do is, don't give a fuck about what other people want from you. So that was cool. And it was also cool, after the wedding, let me just tell you, everybody loves my mother. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's the best fucking human being, but like so many people, like my family, my friends, my wife's family, my wife's friends were all texting us, calling us like the Monday after the wedding, like, oh my God, Matt's mom is awesome. She's amazing, which she is. She is the best fucking person ever. But I just thought it was funny. Like, I don't have to tell people that. People just see it. People just know. So yeah, she's awesome. And she made sure to give a huge shout out to my stepdad during her speech. Cause again, he's been an amazing father figure to me for the last 15 years. And that spreads on to me to be an amazing father figure to my stepson. So shout out to him. I also made it very clear he didn't walk me down the aisle. My mom walked me down the aisle, but I made sure after I gave my mom a hug and she sat down, I made sure to go right over to my stepdad and give him a hug because he was just as much a part of raising me as my mother. So that was cool. So speeches were done. I surprised my mom with a mother-son dance. Again, I felt like the whole mother-son dance is awkward, but I knew my mom would really, really love it, so I did it. And I knew she was grateful for it. So, we eat dinner, and here's another part that pissed me the fuck off. Again, it's the fucking entitlement. We sit down, and there's some people having issues because, like, the table that they were assigned to was already full when they got there. And it's because entitled motherfuckers wanted to sit at a table that wasn't theirs. People, let me just tell you, if you're going to a wedding, I don't give a fuck if you like the person at your table. I don't give a fuck if you like the person sitting near your table, if you like them, if you don't like them, I don't give a fuck. The seating charts are made. If anything, the seating charts are probably the most stressful fucking thing, is working on who's going to sit where next to who. It was such a stressful thing. And it pissed me off that people decided, we're just going to sit down at this table. And then it caused some of my friends to have to go sit at a different table. That was probably the most disrespectful fucking thing of the night. So if you're going to a wedding, sit your ass down at the table that you're supposed to, or stand off in a corner at a cocktail table. Don't fucking just sit down at another table. That is the most disrespectful shit that could have happened. But, again, for the most part, everything went well. Everything went great. I had the best night of my life. I truly hope she did too. I'm sure I'm missing some things. A lot of it happened in the blink of an eye. I forget who was there. I see pictures or people send me pictures. I'm like, oh, holy shit, you were there. Look, I blacked out of nerves. I blacked out of being drunk. It was a great fucking time. I will say this, and I'll end it off with this. Again, it was our day, so majority of the people were the people that support us and love us and accept us for who we are. And it was very, very showing. Whether it was the guests, the bridal party, the people that were making speeches, everybody was there for us. Everybody was there to support us and love us and help us celebrate. So it was truly disgusting to see a handful of people, really like the minimum amount of people. It was disgusting to see some people off to the side, while my mom was speaking or other people were speaking, either about me or my wife. It was kind of disgusting to see certain people kind of just shake their head, roll their eyes. But that's the beautiful thing, is that for once in my life, I was in a room with the majority of people that have nothing but love and respect and support for us and for myself. And I think not a lot of people are used to that. Not a lot of people are used to seeing me being the center of attention. Not a lot of people are used to seeing me have this support system. So I think a lot of people felt uncomfortable because they're so used to me being the person that's, you know, the embarrassment, the mistake, the problem child, whatever it is. So, you know, you can roll your eyes, shake your head while people speak highly about me and my wife, but it just shows you, man, we got this huge support group that is always here for us. I think I'll end it with that. Again, thank you to everybody who came and celebrated with us. We hope you had an amazing night. As long as you guys had a great time, and I know me and my wife had a great time, it makes the $50,000 that went into it and makes it all worth it. So I think that's that. Next week, I think we're going to hit that hand-me-down topic. Again, I've lived a whole life of hand-me-downs, so pretty easy topic for me to talk about what happens when you're the youngest sibling and the youngest member of the family. So until then, don't be a dick. Don't judge people. Stay beautiful. Peace out, Girl Scouts.